This is Dontae Williams, and you watching
DONTAE'S
Boxing Nation.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. Filipino Flash, Jesse Burns.
This is Al Bernstein. You're watching DONTAE'S Boxing Nation.
Hi, I'm Sugar Ray, the Chick Shape.
Search over last name,
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation. Boom, 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 boom.
Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder.
My name is Gennady Golovkin.
And you're watching
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation.
It's okay for now. DONTAE'S Boxing Nation. I'm over here with the man, Gerry Cooney. How you doing,
Very
man?
good, but it's great to be here.
DONTAE'S Boxing Nation.
Right.
I'll take Deontay. That's okay.
Like Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, like Deontay Wilder.
He knows he's our guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bomb
Absolutely.
Squad!
There it goes. And thanks for shouting out DONTAE'S Boxing Nation, too. I appreciate it,
Are
man.
you kidding?
Over here with Gerry Cooney. Now, Gerry Cooney, you're a real heavyweight, and we got a lot of, big heavyweights today, man.
We do. Thank God.
Yeah. Did you catch any of the heavyweight fights this weekend? You had Anthony Joshua versus Molina. You had Joseph Parker
Listen,
versus...
I watched all the fights.
Good.
Especially heavyweights. And boxing in the heavyweight division has been dead for about 10 years. The Klitschko's dominated, and they were fighting a bunch of blown up cruiserweights.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the real heavyweights back. I mean, it was great to see Anthony Joshua in the ring today with Klitschko. They're going to fight in April. And listen, Deontay Wilder, who we talked about, who's a great fighter, tore his muscle and broke his hand. He's strong, he's coming back. Next year, we're going to see some great fights in the heavyweight division.
Man, it is awesome to hear someone who actually boxed that actually knows boxing, because, a lot of these boxers don't even really follow the sport, so it's good to hear you break it down.
It's really crazy that a lot of people that are fighters, when they leave the game, they're kind of bitter to the game, because the bitter kind of kicked them out. And so I always try and get them to come back and start paying attention a little again, because boxing is so deep with talent now in all the weight classes. We had 6 great fights on last night.
6 great fights.
6 great fights. Junior middleweight. I mean, we got Abner Mars winning again. We had the cruiserweight. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like you said, Parker and
Ruiz. Yeah.
And Joshua.
And Anthony Joshua, he made a statement knocking out Eric Molina in more of an impressive fashion or dominant fashion than Wilder did. Does that mean anything if you're comparing them against each other?
Listen, I was a little taken back by that too, that Deontay was saying how tough
Molina was. And he even predicted that this guy may be real tough for
But the only thing is that he froze up Molina last night. He didn't fight. He was just covering up on the ropes. He didn't fight at all. And who knows what that was for? I don't know what the reason was.
He was tying up.
It looked terrible.
Yeah.
It looked terrible. And Deontay Wilder's going to be great.
Yeah.
He's grown a lot of skills, a lot of confidence. He feels so good. Right? We had him on the radio show just the other night.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. So I'm really excited about Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua.
Gerry, if you could lean towards one heavyweight, even if it's a slight lean, who would you say is possibly the best one that you see finishing at the top of the mountain when all the smoke clears?
I see Deontay Wilder, but Anthony Joshua are coming up quickly. He's sensational.
Yeah.
He's really proven himself. And listen, the division's getting stronger. Listen, Parker's not bad. He's still green. A few more fights, better competition. He's got a great jab. He looked like, I was watching with Roy Jones last night. Roy Jones was saying, listen, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Using that jab, sticking out there. A little more experience. We have a great division on our hands.
Absolutely.
That's going to leave you in there too.
Absolutely.
You're a heavyweight.
Yeah. I was a while ago, but not as good as you were though.
Well, listen, I never reached my potential. I had Don King who kept me away from everybody, and I had managers that wanted to just make the big payday in Holmes. I needed 4 or 5 more fights before I fought Holmes. I never got it. Him and I are great friends today. We were together all the time, and I accept who I am, how far I got. I got a great life today, and because of boxing.
But it was an extremely competitive fight, though, as well.
It was.
Because, the way you describe it, you make it seem like it was a landslide.
No.
But it went back and forth, until the end, right?
But you know what? I really, truly, life was so fast for me. I didn't really learn to fight until after I was finished fighting. I settled down a little bit. I understood the game better. I got it better. I was always looking for a knockout. I could have just used my jab and played too. That's experience. And so I'm okay with it. Listen, I got most of my marbles. I saved my money. Have a great life. I'm here with you. The WBC convention.
Yeah,
So very excited.
Looking healthy and everything, man.
Thank you.
Just a couple more and I'll let you go,
You got
man.
it. You got it.
Now, Julian Williams versus Charlo.
Wow.
That was a shocker, man. A lot of people did not expect the fight to end that way.
You know,
your reaction?
Listen, Charlo, he's a great fighter. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, he's talking about moving up, maybe Triple G.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that next. Yeah.
So that's really exciting. And for something about Williams, I didn't feel like he really had it. He was trying to make believe he had it, sounding like confidence and all that out of Philly. But Charlo was not going to be denied.
Yeah.
He was catching him with them shots, and one-shot punches not going to be it. When he puts them together a little bit more, gets a little more experience. That's a great division too, by the way, 154. But I would love to see Charlo fight Triple G next year. You know, get Triple G a year older and Charlo a little more experience.
Now, bringing up Golovkin, I don't know why, but it seems like there's a little bit of a similarity. There's parallels to me with Golovkin and you, at least the reception of how you guys were perceived. Do you see it that way? When it comes to the perception of Golovkin today, I mean, ESPN has already put him down as top 25, one of the greatest fighters in the last 25 years. A lot of fighters are already comparing him to Marvin Hagler. I mean, what do you think about?
Unfortunately, like Roy Jones, who was a great fighter, which I would have loved to have seen that fight, and I believe Roy Jones beats him in their heyday. He never had the Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta. He never had the Hearns, Hagler. So he never is going to be really connected that way. He's going to have to move up to 68 and fight maybe
James DeGale, Andre Ward.
Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And Andre Ward come down to 68. No thank you.
Yeah.
And so, but he's a great fighter. There's just nobody for him to fight. Nobody wants to fight him. I mean, truth be told, it's very shocking that Canelo Alvarez invites Triple G in the ring after his last fight, says, I'm ready to fight right now, and then he takes off.
Yeah, and then he vacates his belt.
Right.
And he hands his belt almost practically.
Okay, now, and for the Mexican people, they don't put up with that. I mean, I'm surprised. They're giving him some leeway.
Yeah.
But listen, I believe the fight's going to happen. It's got to happen. And De La Hoya and Alvarez want to become a natural middleweight, natural strength, a little more experience, confidence in themselves before they take that fight. And I think they're on the right road for that. Boxing fans are frustrated.
So you don't believe when fans say Oscar De La Hoya is looking at Canelo Alvarez as, you know, the fighter that's keeping that boat afloat right now?
That's true. That too. But if he's my fighter, I want him to become a natural middleweight, not a 154 guy, and I want to get him a little bit more experience. That guy's a devastating puncher, ruthless. You know, he will not be denied. And I think Canelo, a little more experience, and a natural middleweight will make it a real good fight.
Who's the best welterweight right now, or who you see lasting the longest? Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia.
Listen, I cannot wait to see
Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia.
Errol Spence against Kell
Brook. If Kell Brook takes the fight.
I can't wait to see Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. I mean, there's so many fights.
Yeah.
But not just in that division, the featherweight division, the light heavyweight division. They got Petreviev. They got Joe Smith fighting Bernard Hopkins again. Boxing is alive and doing well. I'm so excited to be involved in it and being on the radio at this time.
Absolutely.
And be with you too.
Thank you. And last one, bro. So who would you lean to? Golovkin or, Golovkin Jacobs or Golovkin Charlo? How do you see those fights playing out?
Unfortunately, I would have to go with Triple G in both of them.
Okay.
They're just not strong enough for him. I mean, listen, Dan James can punch. I love him. He's been through hell. He's come out of it. But right now, Triple G, we haven't found any flaws.
Yeah.
And he does get hit.
Well, that could be looked at as a flaw too. I mean, some people think the Kell Brook fight. Some people say he looked flawed in that fight, and other people say he did it on purpose just to show he can get hit.
He didn't do it on purpose. But Kell Brook can fight.
Yeah.
Kell Brook's naturally a lighter guy.
Very athletic too.
Fast and got skills. So he tested him, but he stood up to the test.
Yeah.
He didn't waver. He didn't fall back.
Yeah.
He took him out.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We got a lot of stuff this next couple of years in the fight game. I'm so glad to be involved with it.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, man.
Bomb Squad! And right there, Dante's Boxing Nation.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.